breakfast. Ooh, look at that. There we go.
Larry catches the biggest bass.
There we go. There we go. Alright guys, so you guys are about to see 3 days worth of tournament practice for a Iron City Kayak Anglers event on Bankhead Reservoir. We went out, we practiced hard, and this first day I spent 8 hours out on the water. Second day spent probably about the same, and same for day 3, trying to find some good areas to fish for this tournament. I'm not gonna tell you how the tournament went. I've already fished the tournament, but this is our practice, and then our tournament video will be posted after this. So hope you guys enjoy. We had a lot of fun. Great learning experience. This is only year 2 of me fishing these big bodies of water. Really, I could say year 1, because I probably went to 5 or 6 of these tournaments last year and just went on tournament day. I didn't practice for any of them. So still have a lot to learn, but I feel like slowly but surely. It might take me 2-3 years, but we'll get there. Somebody save this, clip this, save it, put it in your files. We will get there to where we are consistently top 10ing these tournaments. It's coming. So that being said, stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. These are a lot of fun. If you've never fished a kayak tournament, you have a kayak, it's probably a group close to you, try it. Don't do the Hobies, don't do the bass first, because those guys, they travel around and fish those. I did one at the beginning of the year. I didn't do too bad, but didn't do too good. I'd skip out on those. I would find some local groups, some local guys that can kind of help you. You know, they might be a little lenient on the rules and help you get your introduction into a kayak fishing tournament. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Larry catches the biggest bass.
I like this little boat ramp because every other boat ramp I've been to has been $5 to launch. This one's just $2. So that means it's gonna save me some money. All right, guys. So what we got going this week is there's a tournament out. So I'm gonna fish a Iron City Kayak Anglers, which is like the kayak tournament group for the Birmingham area. I'm gonna fish a tournament. Fishing the tournament on Bankhead this weekend, Saturday. So it's like a 5:30 launch. I think lines out by 2:30, 3:30, whatever. So I mean, it's just normal day of fishing, normal day of tournament fishing. And it's on Bankhead. Bankhead is a place that I spent a little bit of time, actually this time last year on. And I was just fishing the main lake, and I really didn't know too much about what was going on or anything. I had a couple of good days. I came out here probably 5 or 6 days in a row. One day I caught like a 3 or 4 pounder off of a dock, and then the other days I just felt like I kind of caught trash fish, you know, just cast here, see what happens, cast there, see what happens. Oh, I caught one here. So yeah, it was fair. I think it's safe to say it was fairly slow the first couple of times, but I'm gonna spend this week, today's Monday, we have 5 days to practice out here. I'm gonna spend this whole week just out here practicing. I'm all caught up on videos, and I figured this would be kind of like a cool mini series of like trying to figure out a new lake, if you will. So I do know a little bit about this lake, just about like the layout. I know there's going to be, you know, pads and areas and, you know, stuff like this. So I would love to find some good areas for the tournament. I know you can over practice for a tournament. The way I see it is like, this is year 2 of me like being on these big bodies of water. So I don't know if I can really get too much practice. I just want to find an area that I can, one, go catch fish, go catch numbers. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to look for big ones. Of course, if I go back here today and I catch 2 6-pounders, I'm going to probably come here Saturday morning. But I'm really more so just looking for like a good area, either where I get 5 or like a couple like big bites, or I find an area where I'm catching like consistent 1.5 2 pounders. I'm not sure what it'll take to win, because I'm pretty sure these are 3 or 4 fish stringers. I don't think they're 5. But I mean, 18 inches in any kayak tournament, I think you're pretty solid. So like, I feel like that should always be the goal, no matter where you're at. I mean, of course you have to know who you are, but yeah, we're gonna start off, and we're probably just gonna fish creeks all week this week. The main river, one on a Saturday, I like to stay away from like busy areas. You know, areas like this you can't run through super fast. I just feel like they're a little bit safer, if you will. So yeah, here we go. So we come out of here, we're just gonna make this first right, because this is, there's a creek back here, and I'm pretty sure it's called Death Creek. Is it? Popper probably wouldn't be bad either. Oh, there's one, tried it. There we go. All right, now we're rolling. Okay. One came up right there.
What's up, man?
Not much.
You out already?
Yeah, sir. I'm out fishing.
Okay. I was just calling to say good morning. Well, man, I'll let you get back. I'll let you get to what you was doing, man. I just wanted to call and say good morning.
Oh, no, Father, you good, because I ain't caught nothing. Maybe you bring me some luck.
And I asked them, I had to stop letting them get pumped out.
Got one.
We'll see them in the night.
There we go, boys. First one, finally. Finally. I think it's a bad. Oh, he came off. Dang it. He came off. We finally got our first bite, though. Finally got our first bass on the wacky rig. So that gives me a little bit of hope. We've been out here for about 2 hours, still haven't caught one, but figured if I threw this worm around enough, I'd get one. Goal for today is just 5, and I want to measure all of them just to know where I'll be at for tournament Saturday and just kind of do an average of all the spots that I go to this week to see where I should start at. But finally got one. Got off in the pad, so. All right, sorry, Father.
Oh, no, you're good. Everybody listen to me. Tune in to Larry Nelson Jr.'s YouTube channel today, tomorrow, and every day.
I ain't posting video every day, but I got over 500 videos, so there's something to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's why I said, all right, Father, keep talking.
Alright. You got another fish?
Yeah, that was my first bite of the day, and I saw that one, so. Yeah. What else Thor need? Thor, Perina.
Yeah.
Oh, let it go. No, he's still on there. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. There's a good one. Hey, there we go, boys. Look at that. There we go. Look at that one. There we go. That's our first one of the day. Thank you, Father.
Hey, you're welcome, son.
All right, guys, there's our first fish of the day. You got 2 bites in this pocket. I'm dropping waypoints every time I get a bite, just so I can kind of look back over my map whenever we get done, or like Thursday evening, and try to make an executive decision on where I should be at. Had to slow way down with the worm. All this grass is like what I'm used to fishing in ponds, or most of the places that I go have grass like this. So whenever I see it, I'm like, okay, a worm or something slow up against the grass, eventually it'll happen. And I feel like the farther I go back in here, I'll probably start catching more fish if the grass stays. All right, let's see how long this one is. This one's gonna be like 14 and a half, I have a feeling. This one is not gonna be 14 and a half. It's gonna be like that. All right, this one is, I could probably squeak 13 out here. All right, we'll say 13. 13. All right, there's the first one. First one to put hands on today. Cool. There's one on the crawl. Ate it right back up in there. Okay, let's not lose them. Look how deep he ate that. That's a good sign, right? That has to be good. All right, there's one on the crawl. All right, this is a new iCache release bait. This is called the Clatter Crawl. And it's just a soft plastic crawl, but it comes pre-rigged, so it already has a head on it. It skips like a dang rock. You could probably say the bad word there. Try to keep it kid friendly, but it skips like a dang rock. And that fish just choked it. So that's a good sign in my opinion. That's not all about the Clatter Crawl also. This is one of the first fish that I caught on. I threw it a little bit in the Logan Martin tournament just to see, and I skipped it under some doubts. I think I got bit on it a couple of times, but it's pretty durable. This is like the production one. I had like the pre-production one, so probably was a little bit different, but has a fluorocarbon weed guard. I mean, just caught our first fish on it. We've been throwing it for about 10 minutes or so. It's still, put together. Just because you skip it a whole bunch, it's not gonna, the bait's not pulling off of it yet. So then it has these little rattles. It's these little rattles in the pincher, so that's pretty cool as well. All right, let's get a measurement. Our first one, I said it was 13 on camera. I marked it down as 12.75 because I feel like I should. It didn't ever hit 13.1. I probably could have, squeezed the tail a little bit to get it to 13. But. And this one would be a 12-incher. Look at that. What if all the kayak fish you caught had one of those? That's like a kayak fisherman's dream. Every single tail. If I can catch 5 of them. Oh, its tail's cut. So he'd hit 12 and a half. Let's see. Look at his mouth. Yeah. 12 and a quarter. All right. So 12 inchers probably not going to get it done. We need to find some bigger ones. Hopefully they'll get bigger the farther we get back in here. I'm surprised they're all largemouth. I figured there'd be like a spot mixed in here and there. We're gonna add that. Yeah, 12 and a quarter. Put that in the notes.
I don't know if he's still on there. Oh, there he is. Not a big one. There's another one. I don't even know if I want to measure that one. Well, I have to because I don't have a limit. That's a lesson that I've learned. Never throw them back. Never say I'm gonna catch a bigger one because you literally never know. And then that'll be the tournament that you would end up winning. It doesn't matter if I've caught 4 up to this point back to back to back to back. I'm still measuring this one even though it's smaller. Look, came out. All right, there's another one. Wacky rig. We'll see what he measures. All right, so that was number 3. We don't have a fish over 13 inches yet, but we keep going down through here. I've gotten bit on a couple of pops. It's like they'll be up underneath it, and then they'll hit it before it comes up. Like I'll pop it, and then they'll grab it and let it go real quick. And when I let it sit there, it's happened twice, and nothing's happened since. So wind's blowing a little bit. I really wish I had that big coal shad. I feel like that probably would be a good way to get a couple of bites later in the day. But I mean, I think this is an area to catch fish. I don't think this is a winning area though. That's the only thing. There we go. That feels like a better one. Oh yeah, that's definitely a better one. No doubt that's a better one. Come here, boy. Must be a bass. Not a bass. Catfish. Well, might as well enjoy the fight. That's a big catfish. Should I do a catch and cook? Should I? I don't have anything to put them in, but I can take them home and catch and cook them. He's a big one too. He's like perfect eating size. Look at that. Should I catch and cook this catfish? I got my grips. I can put them on the grips and just leave them beside the kayak. I can take this thing home. What do y'all think? I don't know if he's too big though. I don't think he is. Should I? Maybe we put him on the grips and we'll decide later. How does that sound? I think we should catch and cook him. Is he too big though? That's my only thing. He looks a little big. Do I catch and cook the catfish is what it's my dilemma right now. Do we catch and cook the catfish? What do y'all say? I feel like everybody's like, yeah, do it. Do it. I think I'm gonna do it. What is going on? Oh, I sat him already mode. Oh, he got off. I looked down and my things are open. Oh well. I'm trying to. I bet. I wonder if they open. He was just on there though. I wonder if they opened when I went to that. I bet that's what happened. They opened when I went to that grass back there. Oh well. Oh well. Hey, I was kind of looking forward to eating that catfish. A frog is one of those lures that, like, if they're gonna eat it, they'll eat it all day. You know, it's not just a early morning, although it's probably ideal or it's best to throw early in the morning, but it's one of those things, like if you come into an area like this and like it's a good area, there's bass in there, they'll eat it. They might not all be as eager as they would be at 6 o'clock in the morning, but it can be done in the right spot. And how I'll do it, I'll just kind of consistently reel it and stop it in the holes. Another good way to tell, like, if this is a good area to throw a frog, from my understanding or what I've heard people say, is like you want the pads to be flat for the most part. You don't want them to be, cupped up, and you want them to be flat on the water, because when they're flat, that means the bluegill can get underneath the pads and you'll hear that popping sound every now and then. It's not happening a whole bunch in here, so like the frog this might not be the greatest time to throw it, but I've heard it a few times, and it's bluegill coming in eating bugs off the bottom of the pads. I'm gonna show y'all how I was shown. So the popping noise you hear is just that happening on the flat pads. So like they'll come up and eat, the stuff on the bottom of the pad. They'll come and push the small little bait fish up on the bottom of the pad. And then, I mean, it's pretty obvious from there, It's pretty obvious from there. If there's bass, there's bait. Or if there's bait, there's bass, 100% of the time. You might not be able to catch them, but if you're seeing bait fish, there's a bass somewhere in the area. You might just not be throwing the right thing, or they just might not be hungry. But bass equal bait. You're not gonna live somewhere where there's no food at all. There we go. See? Got 8. Got 8. Got 8. Come on. Oh, come on. Nope, he's still on there. Got 8. Look at that. Got 8. 12 o'clock. And it's a bass. And it's the biggest one of the day. Look at that. Look, how about that? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Frog got 8. Not a giant by any means, but biggest one. There we go. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Y'all don't know how full circle that is right there. Y'all have no clue. That, I don't want to say that's the longest one of the day, but guys, I've done, man, that is crazy. That's crazy. And this is just a practice fish, so like it's not, it's nothing too crazy. Started flipping for the first time maybe 2 weeks ago. I've had people tell me, like in some of the ponds that I fish, like you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. And I finally listened, and I started doing it this year. And like when it gets hot like this, the sun goes up, like, you're not catching them doing anything else. A lot of times the fish are just right here. I didn't catch anything on this side. I mean, I didn't even have a nibble. There's 12 feet of water underneath this side, and there's shade. So I mean, that just makes so much more sense. The bluegill can get up under there. I mean, it's not a big fish at all, but it's another fish. And I don't want to say I didn't catch enough. I don't think I caught enough to really say like, okay, this is it. I didn't catch enough, and I didn't catch enough size. So. There we go. He come off. He came off. He wasn't that big. I saw him when he came up. There we go. Not a big one. Another one. I just can't bring myself to leave. I feel like I'm gonna eventually catch a bigger one. There we go. There's a better one. Okay. Okay, that'll help. I'm happy we didn't leave. Okay, okay, okay. Look at that. That's a 2-3 pounder. We're gonna weigh them. Not all. This is the biggest one of the day. I've been out here since 6 this morning. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. So this is day 2 of practice. We started on Monday. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday I went to one ramp. I felt like it was going to be too crowded for the tournament, so I didn't fish it. Got there about 7, sat in the car for about an hour looking for another ramp, because I'm sure if you fish the Warrior River, there's not too many. Well, I have 2 problems. I don't feel like there's a lot of ramps here. Each ramp is like $100 to put in. No, I'm just kidding. But I found another ramp, and I wasn't sure if I could actually access the ramp, so I drove an hour and a half from one ramp to another. Stopped and talked to a guy that made homemade turkey calls on the way for an hour, so didn't get to the other ramp until like 11:30. And then by the time I had got there, I didn't really have time to fish. It was already like 12 or whatever. So I was like, I'll just come on home and just kind of use it as, look around day. Hey, that might be a good sign. But last night did some more map study. I figured out where I went. There actually is a ramp, but when I got down there was a whole bunch of like no trespassing signs and whatnot. So figured I probably should not trespass, but I think it actually is a ramp. I did some. There we go. A catfish. Wow. In the first practice video, one of these almost got caught and cooked. Oh, came off. There we go. Spot. Not a big one. You gotta measure them. Nine and 3/4. So looking for 13-inch minimum. We need to bring the net. I have one in the truck. That's a better one. It's a largemouth. He's barely hooked. Oh gosh. Look at all those fish. I'm pretty sure those are all largemouth. There we go. Doesn't really feel like a bass. Might be. Looks a little bit better. That was 2 of them. I got 2. That's why it feels so weird. Hopefully they both stay on. That'll help in the tournament. Catch a limit rather quick when you catch them 2 at a time. Okay, I think the best. Ooh, look at that. Alright, I left the other one hooked. We're gonna see what this one is. Oh yeah, that's a 13 all day. 13 and a half, easy. Maybe even 13 and... Yeah, 13 3/4. That one is 13 3/4 and that one's 13. Okay, cool. There we go. 2 better ones. There we go. Another largemouth. Alright, so what I'm thinking now is we start here. Because, I mean, there's a lot of fish in here, and they'll be easier to catch. We don't have to go as far. The other side, we have to go pretty far to catch them. I haven't even fished the other side yet. I've just been over here. But later in the day, we've still got 3 hours or so. But whenever the sun gets all the way up, if we can find somewhere to flip, I mean, there's grass over here that we can flip in. But, like, if we could find somewhere like that, those pads that we had. And so today, like, I'm just going to try to get a couple of big bites. Oh, it is a fish. It's a good one. 14.25. And like the thing about these kayak tournaments, you gotta squeak out every 1/4 inch you can get. So they want to be 14.25. Cool. I said I needed like minimum 13s with like a 17 and an 18. I feel like my best chance to like have a really good limit by the end of the day probably would be doing this all day. That was a bass. My mind was like, either that's a catfish or something, you know, it's not a bass. Okay, that's cool. Another long one. Billy. All right, I'm gonna leave this alone. Mark it. There's another one.